Okay, gang. How are we doing? How are we feeling? It's a beautiful, what's today? Monday afternoon. I'm here at Penn State. We're gonna get into some Raiders stuff, of course. Look at this view. Guys, just look at this. First of all, I'm afraid of heights, so it's kind of scary. But I mean, that's beautiful, isn't it? It's a beautiful view. If I have any new people in here, hello. I talk about the Raiders, and you know this because you've seen my Madden stuff. And what I do is you guys, you comment, and we talk about stuff. And this is going to be a recap. I'm going to talk about the Saints game just a quick second because there wasn't anything already said that I need to say. Played absolutely amazing, perfect offensively. Defensively was not great, but right now we're a bend don't break defense, and I'm okay with that as long as we do what we should. Derek Carr looked amazing. Josh Jacobs was great. The offensive line played really well. Although he got sacked early, there were some coverage sacks in that game. But we're not here to talk about the Saints. We're here to talk about the game that happened yesterday. Now, let me just say this. I'm never going to immediately after we win or lose just jump right into coming on here and talking about it. I need to think about what I saw. I need to watch some highlights, watch some film or something along those lines, and then come up with an idea of how I felt about this stuff. And you guys keep commenting. I see them all coming in. I'll throw them up here. But just my quick overall thoughts. Wasn't mad about the game at all. Wasn't upset. Wasn't disappointed. The reason being is because this is one of those games that we lost rather than the Patriots won. Now, don't get me wrong. The Patriots are a really good football team, a lot better than I thought they were going to be, as well as probably a lot of people out there. But the Patriots did not play that well yesterday. Cam Newton passing against the Seahawks, he was amazing. Against us and the secondary that we have that's not great, he didn't play all that well. That interception to Abram, love to see Abram flying around. Abram looks like the real deal. That wasn't like a good play by Abram. He kind of just like stood there and Cam Newton threw it to him. The Patriots defense didn't show me that much. Our receivers couldn't gain separation, but our number one was out. Edwards, who looks like he could be something special every time he catches the football, got hurt. They were triple teaming Darren Waller, and when he was open, it was disguised as a double team. So their defense didn't show much to me either. The Patriots I'm talking about, if you just joined me. All this to say that we went to the red zone, 5 times, and had 2 touchdowns in those 5 trips, something like that. We had a Daniel Carlson missed field goal. We had the 2 fumbles, or we had 3 fumbles, 1 by Jacobs, 2 by Carr, although the last one, I mean, what are you going to do? The times he was sacked, he had time. He tried to scramble. He couldn't find people. He played okay. We couldn't run the football to the right side of the offensive line because we don't have Richie or Trent Brown. Our right tackle is someone who's never played right tackle in his life, was getting beat by Chase Winovich. All these things you cannot really – you can't get upset. Of course, I come into this game expecting to win. You expect to win every game. But I think after the first 2 games, most Raider fans had us 2-1, beating the Patriots and the Panthers, and instead we just took out the Patriots game and put in the Saints game. And look at the Saints. They almost beat the Packers. The Packers look like a Super Bowl champion team right now. So on any given Sunday, anything can happen. We'll talk about next week and why I feel like that game is it's not going to be as bad as people think. Let's get into some of these comments, though, because that's why we're here. Tom Flores says, I'm not mad either. Yeah, I agree. West Coast says, wasn't mad, just disappointed. Yeah, man, I get it. But I think I'd rather lose a game because we didn't execute rather than lose because we didn't have a chance. We had a chance in that game. It got away. I know the exact moment that we lost the game, and I'll talk about it in a second. It's that 3rd and 7 where we ended up kicking a field goal going down 10 instead of going for the touchdown and making it a 6-point game. And I have a picture, a screenshot of the play that was called It lost us the game straight up. That play didn't lose us the game, but it was a nail in the coffin. Derek messed up. I really don't agree with that. I don't understand why. It's just really easy to just say Derek. Derek, he was intimidated. He wasn't. If you watch the game, people weren't open. He tried to force it to Darren Waller because he felt like he wasn't getting it enough initially, and that was like the talk of the town, even though at halftime it was a 3-point game and we missed a field goal that would have tied the game against a really good football team. So I don't think he played all that well or all that bad. Abram played pretty bad except for the INT. That shoulder's got to be why. I think he's just, listen, you have to understand he's basically a rookie again. We got to give these players time. My dad was like, he called me and he was like, I don't know about Henry Ruggs. I'm like, it's 3 games. You can't jump to conclusions like that. Nobody came to play. Again, I don't think that's the case. I do think we had the game plan to beat these guys. Defensively looked really good until we could not stop the run for whatever reason. Don't know why that is. We wanted to focus too much on Cam Newton running the ball, and he didn't run the ball at all. They gave it to Rex Burkhead and Sonny Michel every time. We definitely lost this one. Absolutely, JP. I do not think for 1 second that the Patriots are 16 points better than us. I just don't. Carr didn't look good. Again, I don't know if that's really the case. I'm trying to think of bad throws he had. I'm trying to. The one to Darren Waller where McCourty tipped it and then Jacobs hit it was not great. There was a 3rd down where he threw it to Aguilar. I didn't understand his decision on that one. But I think he did enough to warrant me saying that he did okay. Like, that throw to Renfro right before the half was an insane throw. It was probably a better catch, but it was an insane throw. We were moving up and down the field, but when you get behind and you can't run the football, which is the best aspect of our offense, you don't have that play action, and you don't have receivers that can separate because Zay Jones is not a separator. Hunter Renfro gets open, but he doesn't get open all the time. We didn't have Bryan Edwards or Ruggs. So we kind of have to play with the hand that you're dealt, and if you're not dealt the best hand, you can't expect to take the whole pot. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot that we could have done better to win this game. We lost the turnover battle, and there was a lot of positives I saw. The defense played so well for 2.5 quarters. Max Crosby's back. Cleveland Farrell, I thought, was amazing. He was stuffing the run. He contained Cam Newton a couple of times. Was the reason he threw that interception because he was breathing down his neck. So yeah, again, the strip sack and the safety. I don't put that wasn't a safety. I think it was a touchdown, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure they recovered. It was a fumble and a touchdown. I don't put a lot of stock into that. The game was over. He was trying to extend the play. He got sacked, and that was it. It was over. He didn't look that good. Yeah, I wouldn't say he looked great. He didn't look great. He looked great in Carolina. He looked great in Vegas last week. But yeah, our line could not block. People couldn't separate. You know. Oh, the Jacobs turnover, that wasn't a turnover. Yeah, that was nonsense. But at the end of the day, they called it a fumble, and that's yeah. Wasn't sharp. I would agree he wasn't sharp, maybe, but we have the players to compensate for that, and I think he did enough. To be honest with you, I do think he did enough. Corn Pop, I agree. Our line is banged up. We hung with him pretty well coming in with 2. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. That last touchdown, you take that last touchdown away, which was garbage time, and you take the one away that we got, which was also garbage time. The game it's 30-20. We lost by 10. Like it's and we missed the field goal, and we should have went for it on this play that again I'm going to pull up, and you guys are going to be like, wait a second, what is that play call? I want Trent Brown in the games. Yeah, no crap. We didn't have all the players exactly. Abram playing with internal bleeding. He can't play with 2 hurt calves. Shaking my head. Yeah, well, yeah, I get that. Trent Brown better pray. I know, and we need Kwiatkowski back too. That's a big loss defensively because Littleton doesn't look like the guy at this point. Strip sack safety is what made him look bad. I guess. Throw the ball away, take the flag, or whatever, not a safety. I mean, obviously you don't want to take the safety. He clearly didn't know the guy was right behind him. You don't expect Colton Miller to get beat. You expect who's even playing right tackle right now? Denzel Good. You expect him to get beat, but you don't expect your left tackle to get beat when you're dropping back into the end zone. Forward progress? I don't think so. Again, at that point, it didn't really matter. I'm not taking too much stock into that. The game was already over at that point. Gunther's system is the problem. He's had all types of players in 3 years in the system. It's also too late. Wilson and Harris are liabilities. Again, I'm not gonna listen. It sounds like listen. Of course, everyone's entitled to their opinion, and this is just mine. It sounds like a lot of people, some of you guys, are getting a little too excited in a bad way about how this game turned out. From week to week, we always want to jump to conclusions and no, Eric Harris and Paul Gunther and Derek Carr. We have to understand that this first stretch, these first 6 games are brutal. We go Buffalo, Kansas City, and then Tampa Bay. We got to win one of these games to get to 3-3, and then we got Indy and the Jets and the Falcons and the Denver twice and freaking San Diego and Miami. Like, listen, we're going to be just fine. Now I'm more confident than ever after watching us play our first 2 weeks and after watching the Broncos and the Chargers play that we're going to make the playoffs. I've never been more confident in that. The house is not on fire. Carr played a decent game. I think we just lost it after halftime. We didn't put up the points. I would even say we lost it. We were still in the third quarter. We went right down the field. We were ready to tie the game with the Carlson field goal, and he missed it. And that was momentum. And then they went right down the field. We won 2 games in a row. That's pretty good. Exactly. And guess what? We have the same record as the Patriots. I know it doesn't feel like that for some reason, but we do. We need a Carnegie and Brown back. I agree. They should give us the call anyway since they robbed us. Well, yeah, I wish there was no makeup calls. That's the NBA. We lost is the main thing. Exactly. It's a loss, and we're 2-1. It happens. It happens. Last year we were 1-2. I'll never understand why Rico doesn't play. I mean, yeah, there must be a reason for it. I don't have any insider information on that. We have to win 2 of those games now. I could not disagree more. I think we have to win 1 of the next 4 to get to 3-3. Because I have the schedule right here. I have the schedule coming up on my phone right now. The schedule is, and then we're going to talk about that play. Bills, Chiefs, Bucks. I think we could. I will say this. I think we're going to beat the Bucks, not the Bucks. The Bills. I do think we're going to beat them. As well as Josh Allen's playing. And by the way, I told you guys that Josh Allen's a freaking baller. As well as he's playing, their defense is not that great because Miami almost beat them. And they had a 28-3 lead and almost blew that. So I'm not really afraid of the Buffalo Bills. They do a lot of things well. They don't do one thing excellent besides Josh Allen. And I do believe that Gruden's going to cook something up and we're going to be okay. So then let's say we lose to the Chiefs and then the Bucks, and then every game for the rest of the season, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 more games. Besides the Chiefs game, we should be favored in every single game. Browns, Chargers, Broncos, Falcons, Jets, Colts, Chargers, Dolphins, Broncos. We should be favored in every single one of those games. Now, obviously, we probably won't win all of them, but you have to understand that favorites mean that we should win them. So, if we can get to 3-2 by the bye week, we're good. I agree with that statement. Come back strong against the Bills Sunday. I agree with that too. Oh, we're 1 loss. Kansas City. Exactly. Yeah. If Kansas City loses tonight, which I think they will, then we're in first place. I mean, guys, we gotta relax. We have to relax as Raiders fans. I know. We want to beat the Patriots and the Tuck Rule and Belichick and Cam and Superman, but this is the way it goes. Funny how we lose one game, people want Carr gone. Well, that's a given. It's not just Carr too. It's any quarterback. People want Wentz out of there. People want what's his name in New York, Sam Darnold out of there, even though they have literally nothing for him to play with. Tampa Bay is very winnable. I'm not afraid of them at all. Go Ravens tonight, absolutely. Anthony says, excuses, bro. New England is not a good team. They manhandled, got their system 350. He can't adjust on the fly, makes bad decisions. I don't know if I'm a big fan of Gunther. I agree with you there, but New England is a good team because they almost beat Seattle. So they are a good team. It's just we're a good team. Are we not a good team? Because that means if New England's not a good team, I would argue that means we're not a very good team. I think New England's a good team. Let me get into this play though. I want to talk about this is the turning point of the game. Not the turning point of the game, but the moment I knew it was over. Just like last year when we were playing Deshaun Watson and we punted the ball with 6 minutes left, I was like, oh, we're not going to get the ball back. It's over. We lost. It's 3rd and 7. I'm going to pull up the picture right now. I'm going to get this ready because I'm going to show you guys. It's 3rd and 7. We're down 13 points. It's 12 minutes left in the fourth quarter. It's 3rd and 7. And you know what happens? Carr takes like a 3-yard out to Rashard, and it was 4th and 2, and we kicked the field goal. Hindsight's 20/20. We should have went for it, sure. But here is the problem with the play, and I'm going to share my screen right now, so you guys can see what I saw because I watched it back. Okay. Everybody start commenting now. What's wrong with this picture? Besides the obvious, Colton Miller gets beat and there's a guy right in Derek Carr's face. What's wrong with this picture? This is every player on the Raiders in one picture. What's wrong with this? Start commenting. I'm going to give you guys a second because it's a little delay. And then I'm going to pull up the comments on my phone here because I can't see what you're commenting right now. There's 2 things wrong with this play. And what are they? Because I got 2 things that are glaring issues with this play call that really make me upset. Okay, Izzy says wide receivers aren't getting separation. Maybe. I see 2 people wide open. Okay. I don't know who's wide open right now, but that's not the problem. Rashard's wide open, which is where the ball goes. Here's my problem with this play. It's 3rd and 7. Okay? There you go, Izzy. Nelson Aguilar is the only one open in the end zone here. He can't throw it to him because he's about to get sacked. Nobody else is beyond the line to gain. Did we play for a field goal here? Because John Gruden knew he wasn't going for it. This guy, Jalen Richard, Zay Jones, Hunter Renfrow, nobody is at the first down stick. The only guy is Nelson Aguilar, who I'm not throwing a jump ball to. And our best patch catcher is staying into block because the offensive line cannot keep 3 people from getting to Derek Carr. You're not going to win many games like that with your best patch catcher blocking and nobody else getting to the first down marker besides Nelson Aguilar, who can't get the ball because 1, he's short, and 2, because there's a guy in Derek Carr's face. Look at these 3 receivers. Throw it to any one of them. They're not getting the first down. We were playing for the field goal there, which I do not understand. That's a bad play call, and that was the moment that the game was over. As soon as we didn't score on that, we would have been down 6. And you could say, what? The defense wouldn't have gotten the stop? You have no idea that that's the case because we would have the momentum. This is the only receiver in the end zone. These 3 don't even care about getting the first down. And our best pass catcher is blocking. That's a major problem. That's a bad play call. That's just a really bad play call. Do you guys see that? Am I crazy? Or is it absolutely insane that there's not 3 people trying to get into the end zone there? Because that wasn't like the routes we're also developing. That was the end of the play. Carr was throwing the football to the only person that he could, which was 3 yards short of the line to gain. And Darren Waller's chipping because we can't protect Derek Carr. And they're rushing 3 people. That was it. When I saw that play, I thought, wow, on to Buffalo. That was a bad play call. And that was my biggest issue with the game. JP says, I saw receivers missing open gaps a couple of times. That's got to be able to. Yeah, I do agree that the corner fade was there. But by the time he breaks his route to get open, and I could show you again, there's a guy in his grill. If he throws that off his back foot, that's more likely an interception. Or it has to be a perfect pass. And, of course, Ruggs out, Edwards injured. Of course, you're absolutely right there. But just the idea to me that the only person that was in the end zone in that play was Nelson Aguilar, who was played pretty well so far. Everybody else was short of the line to gain. Okay, Derek doesn't want to throw that ball for whatever reason. He can't step up. There's a guy in his face. He doesn't think he can make that throw. That's it. There's nobody else beyond the first down marker. So we had no chance that play at all. It would have been a perfect ball, though. Well, you can't say that he didn't look sharp and want him to throw that football because – and look, we can bring it up again. I'll share it again. I don't care. I got nothing else to do. Did all my homework. I really don't think he could throw this football, guys. You have to understand, but it takes time for the ball to get there. It has to get there in what? 2 seconds, less than 2 seconds. Or this guy is just turning around and swatting it down. Meanwhile, there's a guy in his face. If he steps up here, there's no time to throw this football, but then somebody else has to be beyond this right here. They have to be beyond the first down marker. This is an awful play call. What are Jalen Richard and Zay Jones' objectives here? What is this? And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys blocking 3 people. I don't understand this right here. I just don't understand it. I don't understand that play call. I think Gruden's got a great offensive mind, but once in a while he's saying, I just read one of the comments and put it into my mind. He sometimes he craps the bed with play calls. We started out really good. Actually outcoached Belichick. Then Belichick got smart with us by using every possible resource available, actually freezing up. I agree. I think Gruden got outcoached this game. Miller wasn't getting beat. DC wasn't going to let that off. Yeah, exactly. He wasn't going to get that pass off. No chance at all. Flood left, yeah. That is a really bad play design. It's a good play design when it's 3rd and 2, not 4th and 7, and you need to score a touchdown. You need to get this first down. You absolutely have to, and that's the play they run. That's a bad play call. But I digress because, again, I'm not angry with the game. We competed. Things didn't go our way. Balls didn't bounce our way. Calls didn't go our way. We had a lot of injuries. Let's get healthy. We're back home in the Death Star. We got the Buffalo Bills coming up. I think we're going to win this game. We'll be 3-1. If we don't, we'll be 2-2. And we got to beat the Bucs or the Chiefs. We have to get to 3-3 before the schedule gets easier. That's all I'm saying. Injury list: wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2, left guard 1, tight end 1, tackle 1, tackle 2, linebacker 1, and wide receiver 3 got hurt. I know it's tough. Not the players that are bad, just the play that was bad. Send at least 2. Exactly. You got to put two at least 2 people into the end zone on that play. He should have used that one where he sneaks out. Yeah, I agree. 4-2, are we in trouble? I don't think that's the case. I think we need to get to 3-3. Okay. I need some water. I need some food. Abrams wasn't tackling aggressive. Yeah, I think his shoulder hurts. I think that's probably why. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're watching on the replay, drop a like, comment below, stuff that you didn't get to comment to me at the time. I'll be back here again probably Monday talking about us beating the Bills because we're going to win. And we're going to win that game. And thank you guys. Yeah, you guys are the best. Subscribe if you're new. It is free after all, no charge to you. And just win, baby.